All right, Manib. So just going through your work here on the emails. So yeah, it looks like you responded to them, and once you respond to any email, you can just go ahead and move those over to responded offers. We're done with the email. We want to always keep this clean and always keep this just the emails that you want me to pay attention to. So let's just go through some of these responses. Um, so thanks for letting me know. Please reach out if anything changes. So yeah, so it's rejected. You did the appropriate response. You responded with uh, will do, thanks. There's no reason to keep talking to him, so we'll just dump that there. Um, sorry for me to choose. So thanks for letting me know. Please reach out if anything changes. So yep, you responded. So just dump that and responded offers. Um, we have received your offer and I have sent it to the seller. Be back in touch. And you responded with thanks. Let me know how if we can put this together. Perfect. So um, so thank you. Looks like you didn't respond to this one. So let's just go through this real fast. At any time you're not sure how to respond, leave it. That's fine. But let's go through this and see what the appropriate response would be. So thank you for your offer. The most important thing is price. So I doubt your offer will fly. We have another offer in hand. So this guy is really wordy with basically saying no, right? Won't be able to get your response till Monday. So I'll be out of state, very involved with church. I mean, this is why I don't like to talk to real estate agents because why do we need to know all this information? We just don't. So let's go. We're just going to respond to him. It's basically he's saying no. So I would just respond to thanks for letting me know. Please reach out if anything changes. Right? He's basically saying no. So um, and then once we responded, check it, dump it into responded offers. Thanks for letting me know. Reach out if anything changes. Chosen different offer. Perfect. You responded just right. So responded offers. The seller lowest with no concessions would be 265. So this is one that we'll take a look at, right? So let's keep moving on. Decided upon a different contract. Thanks for your efforts. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so they want the different contract. So let us know if anything changes. And then dump it into responded offers. We have two offers. If you guys want to adjust your offer, we received. I have two offers at list. So he's basically saying no to our offer. Thanks for letting know. Just let us know if anything changes. So paste, move. All right, and that's a flip response. And then here, received, it is extremely low, so I doubt you'll be in the running. Thanks for submitting. So what are they saying? They're saying basically no, right? So um, so that's that. And dump it here. And then this is the only one that really we want to take a look at, right? You're welcome to take a look at it if we're close in price. Um, and let me, before I get into this, so the reason that we respond to every offer is that when most people get most of these other competition of ours or other agents, when they get no, they just delete it. They don't respond. We want to respond to every single offer because 30% of these that have gone under contract will come back on the market. If we're responding to these people, then we have a much higher chance of them reaching out to us first. It happens all the time. They'll be like, hey, Brian, I know you're interested in your property. I think the seller's now going to consider your offer, even though it's quite a bit less, but the other offer fell apart and they just want to get it done. Boom, those are gold for us. That's why we're responding. That's why we want to stay in touch with some kind of response. We don't want to ignore these people. If we ignore them, they're going to forget about us and they're just going to put it back on the market. And then without even reaching out to us at all when it could have been a great deal. But if we're responding and we're responding quickly, so as soon as you send those offers, you log in, you do this, and then throughout the day, I'm logging in and I'm responding. So we're between the two of us, we're both very responsive and we're both responding in the same way. It's a system, right? We're following a system, and I know what you're going to do and you know what I'm going to do for the most part when we're responding to these guys. But we're responding and we're getting to the top of that list if that deal falls apart. So that's why we respond. Now let's take a look at the ones that, so you're going to get these where they counter or they do something and you're not sure what to do, just leave it. And if you want me to give you some feedback, like shoot a video on how I go about this, absolutely just hit me up. Say, hey, Brian, there's a couple emails in there. I'm not sure what to do. Feel free to shoot a video on how you respond. And that's how you're going to learn how to get better and better and better about responding to these agents in the appropriate way so that we're getting these under contract. So let's take a look at this one. I will not be able to respond to your offer till Monday because of 4 showings. I will present it to the sellers, but they will want to let people see it Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so what was our offer? 262. Let us know if anything changes. So we responded appropriately. So now he responded to us. Seller's lowest with no concessions would be 265. So we're like 20,000 off from one another. Let's take a closer look at this, right? And see if we can adjust anything here and see if we can put this under contract. So I'm going to jump in here and we're going to pull this property up, see what's happening. So this property was, again, it was 1137, 1137. 1137 in Greeley. They got a 284, so they're willing to take 20 off. Pretty nice inside, right? Newer windows. Flooring can be saved. This is actually a pretty nice property. Just needs to be updated. Kitchen. So this is interesting. This is getting really interesting for me because it doesn't need a ton of work. Some carpet down here. All right, so let's take a peek. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to pull this stuff up and come back to you. All right, so after a closer look at this, the ARV on this is closer to 325. I think you've got listed on here at, oh, you got 330. Oh, okay, so you're pretty close. So let's take a look at this. I wanted to point something out though. So yeah, we're actually 320, 330 is what I was thinking. So we're actually spot on with our ARV. But I wanted to point something out here. When you zero down on this property, you can tell that it's kind of not plotted right. It's actually on the street. Usually they're plotted like right there in the thing. So when I see that, I know that there's something wrong with their coordinates. They put in their coordinates wrong. So I will go ahead and I'll plot it out on Google Maps, and you can see that the property, instead of being, I think it's, let's see here, instead of being down here, it's actually way up here. So going to, we want to go up here to the actual area. This is usually, sometimes this gives us a real opportunity because you kind of got to have an eye for that. And most agents, when they would see this, they just think that's where it's at. And I've ran into issues where I see this and the comps in here are a lot lower than where the property's actually at, which provides a lot of opportunity because when we get those under contract, we state that in our sales pitch and then get people drawn to the right comps. I've done really well when they put in the wrong coordinates. It doesn't happen a whole lot, but it does happen. And when you see that, kind of not placed correctly, like this one, just not really placed in the right spot, you can tell that it's not this one. And you pull up this address, you can tell that we're not even close to the same area just based on the address, right? So we're at 1137 33rd, and this is pulling up a completely different street. So you know there's something wrong, right? When you log in here, you know we're not even close to the same area. So when we get up here where it's actually at, and you'll run into that time to time. It's not doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. And let's get to where I want. Okay, so criteria, pending, closed, single family. This is like 2,000 square foot, so we'll do like 1,700 to 2,300, somewhere in that range. See how many that gives us. And 19 matches. And I already looked at this. It was about 320, 330 for this house. I would say probably the 330 that I pulled up had a 2-car garage. So I'd probably go 325 on this one. But anyways, the property's in really good shape. So I think I'm going to try to bounce back something to this one. And what I'm talking about here is negotiating. So this will be something eventually I want to move you to. This is not something I want you to do right now, but as I shoot more videos and you get more comfortable with it, this would be how I would probably respond to this person is, we know we're close, right? So I build out a sheet and figure out exactly what we want to get, what we want to offer, and start negotiating. So let me pause this and I'll finish up this video so you kind of know what I ended up doing. All right, so I went through this, and first off, I wanted to check to see what's going on here. You have this at 0.9, so we should be at 0.2 on these right now. But I'm going to come back, so I take a closer look at these. This is how I do it. So he said that he wants 265 for this house. The nice thing is this house doesn't need a lot of work, so I put in a really low rehab budget. And the ARV is pretty solid at 320, 325, 330 is what you had it at. I agree. I don't think we can push 330, but that gives us the profit margin, and we're not going to get an investor to buy it off at that number. They need to be in the 10% range plus. So we kind of need to be at a minimum that, but I agreed with your purchase price, 242. I think I'm going to come back at him at 245, and I think I can move it there. So just all I'm doing is kind of showing you my thought process. I kind of want to, this is one of the reasons I wanted to move you just to be working with me, so I can kind of further your training on how I go about analyzing these properties, so you can do more and more of this as time goes on. I want to train you on how to do this and really narrow in your numbers. For right now, I don't want you to do this stuff. I just want you to watch these videos and start thinking about it. And then maybe I'll have you take a crack at it here and there, especially if I'm traveling or I'm on vacation. I'm like, hey, Manib, can you jump in there and really respond to some of these guys? I don't have time. If I'm super swamped or whatever. So this is why I'm going to start shooting these videos, so you really get a feel for what I do on my end so that I start negotiating. So I'm going to come back at this guy at 245. So where is my email? So this is what I would say to him. Let me pause this. I'll come right back. All right, so here's my response. I said the very best I can do is 245. That's just based on the analysis that we just did, right? And we could cover closing costs and close as quickly as the seller wishes. So I'm trying to sell it a little bit. So I always throw out there, hey, we pay for closing costs, and we can move up the close date if they'd like. Let me know if anything changes. So I send it, and we move it. We're done with it. If he responds back with more negotiations, great. If he doesn't, then we're done with it, right? So responded offers, nice and clean, all wrapped up and done. The only other thing that I would do is jump into the database, and I'm going to change this to a pink color, and I'm going to put in here 245. That's our purchase. Increased purchase price. There we go. And so that's it.